As the sun dipped below the city skyline, casting long shadows on the bustling streets, I found myself cruising through the urban labyrinth in my trusty taxi. The hum of the engine and the rhythm of the tires against the asphalt were the soundtrack to my life. A life spent navigating the chaotic symphony of city life. I was just another taxi driver, weaving through the maze of concrete and steel. But every passenger I picked up carried a story, and every ride was a chapter in my own tale. One chilly evening, the kind that makes you appreciate the warmth of a worn leather seat, I found myself hailed by a figure on the dimly lit curb. A woman, her face etched with the weariness of a long day, raised her hand, signaling for a ride. Little did I know that this seemingly ordinary fare would lead me down a path I never expected. As she settled into the back seat, I caught a glimpse of her reflection in the rearview mirror. Her eyes told a tale of heartache, and the subtle lines on her face spoke volumes about the battles she had fought. I could sense a heavy silence, so I decided to break it with a simple question. Where to? She hesitated for a moment, as if debating whether to share her destination or keep it locked away. Eventually, she uttered an address, a place on the outskirts of the city. With a nod, I began the journey, and as the wheels turned, so did the gears in my mind, wondering what stories she carried within her. As we ventured into the night, she started opening up. Her name was Sarah, a woman who had weathered storms and emerged stronger. She spoke of love lost, dreams shattered, and the resilience that kept her going. It was a narrative woven with threads of both sorrow and triumph, and I found myself engrossed in the tapestry of her life. The city lights blurred into streaks as we sped through the streets, and each passing landmark became a backdrop to her tale. From the neon glow of downtown to the quiet shadows of suburban streets, I listened, absorbing the raw honesty of her words. In the rearview mirror, I caught glimpses of her expressions, smiles that hinted at memories, and tears that betrayed the pain she carried. In those moments, I realized the profound connection forged between a taxi driver and their passenger. Beyond the metered fare, there existed an unspoken contract. We were companions on a transient journey through the night. As we neared her destination, the weight of her story lingered in the air. I pulled up to the address she had given, the headlights illuminating a modest house with a porch light casting a warm invitation. She thanked me, her eyes reflecting a mixture of gratitude and nostalgia. As she stepped out, a thought struck me. The taxi wasn't just a vessel for her physical journey, but had become a conduit for her emotional one. We exchanged a brief but meaningful glance, and with a parting nod, she disappeared into the night, leaving me with a newfound appreciation for the stories that unfold within the confines of my cab. And so, I continued to navigate the labyrinth of city streets, my taxi carrying more than just passengers. It carried the echoes of laughter, the weight of sorrows, and the silent confessions of those who sought solace in the anonymity of a yellow cab. Each fare, a chapter, each ride, a revelation. As the city slept, I drove on, a witness to the countless stories that unfolded within the confines of my four-wheeled confessional.